I know. I know. You're probably watching this and thinking, oh great, Matt made his farewell video and now all of a sudden 2319MI posts for the first time in almost 2 years. Wonder what this is. Well, first, let me just say this. I had been planning on making a video like this for a while now, but I kept putting it off because weekends are busy, life's busy right now, so I'm like, okay, I'll do it next weekend. Okay, I'll do it next weekend. Well then, Sarcastic Slowking made his video, which, thanks for the heads up, by the way. No, I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, seeing that video get uploaded made me think, okay, I think I should address things as well on my end and kind of give you guys an update on what's been going on. So, hi, it's me. It's Jake, 2319MI. It's been a long time, but I'm back and I'm officially welcoming you to the second leg of the TPI farewell tour.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
Granted, I think all of you pretty much already knew that because this wasn't really much of a secret. When I was working on Abandoned and I was nearing the end, I made it clear I wasn't doing a second season, and I stand by that. And not only that, but the show was already finished. Abandoned had released its final episode, and the show was pretty much over. But I had told you guys, oh no, there's still more to come. There's The Last Left Behind. There's the reunion special that I was really excited about and ready to get working on. But did those ever happen? Nope. Instead, it has been almost 2 years since I uploaded the finale and since really most of you guys have heard from me. I guess you could say this YouTube channel had effectively been forgotten about for 2 years. Yeah, that's the word you were thinking of. That's totally it. So, what happened? Where did I go? Did I vanish off the face of the earth? Well, no, I'm still here. Did I achieve my dream of making it onto Survivor? Not yet. Still working on that. That's been kind of a tough nut to crack. No, instead, it's just been life. Life's been busy and it's been very unexpected, but all in very good ways. But to explain that, let me start from the beginning. Let me take you back to 2017, the year that I uploaded Abandoned, the year I started the show. I was just wrapping up my senior year of high school, and this was my third attempt at a TPI. The first two didn't work out so well. I was really passionate about this, and I was really trying to make it work, and I thought to myself, am I wasting my time? Is this something people are going to care about? Is this something that I should really be working on when there's better things I could probably be doing? I had these thoughts in my head really up until the first episode premiered. And the first episode premiered a couple days after my 18th birthday. And it premiered, I think, on May 6th of 2017, maybe May 7th, I'm not sure. But on that day, I actually had to go to a funeral. It wasn't a relative I was particularly close with, but it was one I had known enough that it constituted me going to the funeral. And it was still kind of a somber day in the household. But right before we left, I uploaded the first episode of Abandoned to YouTube. So my family goes to the funeral, we're sitting through everything, we're saying our goodbyes, and eventually we make our way to the wake. And this is the first time I have access to the internet and I have access to seeing what some of the comments are under this first episode. So I sneak off to go to the bathroom. And as soon as I go to the bathroom, I'm immediately looking up what people are thinking of the first episode, and I'm seeing all these positive comments, and it's making me feel great. And that is the moment when I noticed Emerald Star's comments, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know. It's not on the video anymore because I think he deleted that channel, but I believe I still have the screenshot. If I do, I'll put it up here. but it basically said, holy freaking crap, dude, this is incredible. This is one of the best things I've ever seen. You have struck gold with this. I can't wait to see what's to come. And that was the moment where I'm like, okay, this is gonna work, and this is the one that's gonna go to the finish line. And that's what happened. Throughout the next, oh God, like 6, almost 7 years, I put everything I had into Abandoned. And even as the length between episodes got longer and the episodes themselves got longer, I still was passionate about seeing this all the way to the end. As I made my way through community college, as I made it to actual college, as I dealt with this little thing called the pandemic that I'm sure everybody remembers, I kept going with Abandoned. And especially in those last couple of years, it really helped me to kind of stay sane as I was struggling with something else. I was struggling to find work. So I graduated from college. I graduated from Wayne State in 2022 with a film major and a theater minor. And after that, it's like, okay, all that education's done, time to head out into the real world and find a job. Well, as I'm sure a lot of you know, finding a job, especially straight out of college, can be difficult. And even more so for me because I made the boneheaded decision not to take any sort of internship. I was a little lazy, and it's a mistake that I look back on and I wish I could correct. I should also mention that my senior year was crazy busy with all sorts of film classes and all sorts of projects. I had to work on multiple short films. I even had to direct and make my own, which you can check out on my professional YouTube channel. Just look up Sharkbait. But it kept me busy, and I thought taking on an internship would push me over the edge. That was a mistake, and I should have taken that because I think that would have set me up better for the professional field, but instead it left me basically scrambling to find any sort of work. And I went through that entire first year out after college with nothing. No work, no income, really nothing. So eventually in the summer of 23, I started just taking odd jobs wherever I could to at least make some money. I was doing bar trivia. I did masonry jobs for my uncle. And then I did eventually finally get something kind of within my field. I started doing event production for this one place in my city, which was part-time, and it was one of those jobs where it's like, we'll call you if we need you. But needless to say, they didn't need me as much as I would have liked for them to. But it was still something, and it still at least gave me something to work on. But that took me all the way through the end of 2023. All the while, I was really focused on getting this last episode out. And especially that entire last month, that month of December, I was working practically nonstop on finalizing the edit, on getting the voices just right, on putting the period on this sentence that I knew it deserved. And eventually, I did it. I uploaded the final episode of Abandoned, and I could finally rest. So, what happened next? Well, after I uploaded the finale, I told myself, okay, let's take a few weeks off, like maybe a couple months, recharge, re-energize, and then work to get Left Behind out, work to get the reunion out, hopefully by the end of 2024, and then you can carry on with whatever else you want to. Well, life is funny because literally 2, maybe 3 weeks after I uploaded Abandoned's finale, I finally got my first full-time job. And this was a job that I applied for and I thought, okay, sure, I'll send in an application. I don't expect to hear anything from this one, but we'll see what happens. So I sent in the application, and then literally 2 hours later, I get a phone call from my now boss saying, yeah, we want to bring you in. We want to see what you got. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then before I knew it, I had this job. And I know you're all thinking, what's the job? What's the job? Right now, I work for a public access TV station in the city of West Bloomfield, Michigan, and I work for their morning show called The Splash Live. I work for the show as an editor, as a producer to help find guests, and yes, even as on-air talent. So yeah, I'm kind of a newscaster. I mean, it's public access TV. Let's not go nuts over this, but still, it's been amazing, and it's given me so many opportunities that I never could have imagined. I've gotten to interview so many incredible people all throughout the West Bloomfield community and some of the neighboring cities like Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Hego Harbor. I've gotten to interview some really interesting people and been a part of some great projects and great experiences that I probably never would have had the chance to do otherwise. And all of it has been truly amazing. But as you can imagine, it has also made my life incredibly busy. So I got this new job and I thought, okay, so this might delay working on the last couple projects for a little while, but I'll get there eventually. Let me get some footing with this new job and then I'll work on that. So 2 months turned to 3 months, which turned to 5 months, which turned to 8 months, which turned into 1 fucking year. And that has now turned into almost 2 fucking years. So yeah, that's kind of what's led me to here. That's kind of what's led to the radio silence. I have just been incredibly busy. And after having not had a full-time job for so long, my work-life balance was completely out of whack. That whole first year, it was basically all work, no life. And, okay, not completely so, but 80% work, 20% life. And just things started getting pushed to the wayside. And considering that Abandoned was effectively over, and I saw these 2 projects as basically extras or like post-game content, I didn't really see them as top priorities. So that's why they kept getting pushed aside, and that's why nothing's really come of it. I did work on the script for the reunion special kind of wherever I could, and there were a few brief moments where I did kind of start to get back into a rhythm again, but those were pretty short-lived. And even now, in October of 2025, I can say that the script for the reunion special is maybe only 20% done. So yeah, not even close. And Left Behind, I think the name says it all. That has been left behind completely. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. And that's kind of where I'm going to continue to be, at least for the time being. I'm in a good place with this job. I'm looking around. I'm seeing what else there is out in the world. And I've been staying busy, and I've been doing other things here and there, kind of trying to get my life going. I mean, I was 18 years old when Abandoned started. Now I'm 26, and I'm looking to try to get my own place. I just bought my very first car for the first time. And I've been doing things here and there to try to keep my mind sharp. I took improv classes, so I've been taking classes to get even funnier. Those were amazing, and those were some of my best experiences in recent years. I've had some amazing vacations, and I'm happy. I'm in a really good place in terms of where my life is right now. But that doesn't mean I've forgotten the places from where I came from. I still look back on Abandoned really, really fondly. Granted, that can also mean looking back with definitely a new perspective. Like, I still watch some of the episodes every now and again, and there's a lot of points where I still laugh, a couple points where I cringe, and at the end of skimming through every episode, I always think to myself, I could have so easily made this 30 or 40 minutes shorter. I don't know why each one needed to be 2 hours long. Like, you've heard the Servine story 3 times. Why do I need to keep going through the bullet points every single time? The point is, Abandoned will always hold a very special place in my heart. And I hope that that's the same for a lot of you guys. I'm so happy that the show made as much of an impact as it did, especially since I never could have imagined that it would have become as popular as it did in the TPI community. And I hope people look back on this show for a long time. It's definitely not going anywhere, but I think this is the moment where I have to officially close the chapter of Abandoned for good. So this is the official announcement that Left Behind, the last one, probably not happening. The reunion special, definitely not happening, not at this point. It's just, as much as I still do want to work on those projects, I think it's just going to keep getting delayed, and by the time it comes out, I don't think as many people are going to care about it as much. I think it would have had more impact if it was released closer to when the finale came out. And not only that, but I do want to get back into making some YouTube content. What that is yet, I don't know. But I want to move on. It's time to move on, which is hard for me to say, but I think it's important for me to say. I mean, it hasn't been easy. I still think about what future seasons of Abandoned would look like. I still have made like a cast for season 2 and a season 3 just like when I was bored and thought, oh, maybe this is what it would look like. And if you're curious, here's what a season 2 cast of Abandoned would look like. I even made an elimination order for it. And sometimes, and this is really embarrassing, when I'm driving to work, because it's like a 20-minute drive, I would sometimes recite in my head some of the scenes I had in mind for a potential season 2, just to think how it would go. Look, it keeps my mind sharp. Don't think it's weird or anything. I've done weirder shit, and I'm sure you have. But as fun as thinking about that stuff is, it's time to let it go. And it's time to move forward and work on something else that I'm just as passionate about. Now, don't you worry. I like what Matt is doing with Island Strikes Back. I, too, am going to at least release something to kind of help wrap up the couple tiny storylines that were left with Abandoned that might not have been answered from the final episode. That would have been answered like during the reunion. So I think I will release some sort of a video, maybe before the end of the year, as kind of a combination of The Last Left Behind going into what I thought with the last 8 characters with Grovyle, Quilava, Lucario, Espeon, Magmar, Flaffy, Servine, and Hitmonlee, and even some stuff for Bisharp. And then I would tail that with where I think the contestants would be 1 year later. And kind of use that video to wrap everything up, put a neat little bow on Abandoned, and set this off to sea. Because after that video comes out, I think this channel, the Truth 319 of my channel, will have served its purpose. By that meaning, I probably will not be using this channel anymore. That doesn't mean I'm leaving YouTube. Don't you worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm probably just moving to a different channel, which I'll explain that stuff in just a minute, and I will be uploading videos and using that channel from here on out. Again, what types of videos am I going to be doing? I don't really know yet. That's something I'm probably going to figure out maybe once the new year starts, and we'll be figuring stuff out together. It's probably just going to be a hodgepodge of stuff, and I try to see if something sticks. I'm still figuring stuff out, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are too, and I've loved having you on this journey with me for Abandoned, and I'd love it if you would join me for this next phase of my YouTube career, whatever that may be. So, just as a recap, I will be doing a finisher video for Abandoned, for Left Behind, and for the reunion special sometime before the end of the year, and then after that, 2319MI will be put to the side, and I will be moving to another channel. Again, I'm not deleting 2319MI. I will be keeping this channel up probably for the rest of my life, and probably until YouTube crashes or Donald Trump sets the world on fire, but this channel is not going anywhere. In terms of where you can find me, I've actually got 3 places. First and foremost, you can check out my professional YouTube channel, which is just under my name, Jake Schaff. Couple tiny videos here and there. It's usually where I put up my Survivor audition tapes. I did also put up a voice acting reel, which I do want to start to get very, very serious about within the coming months, and kind of start to set up some voice acting jobs. It is something I'm still very, very passionate about, and something I do want to explore again, now that I'm in a very comfortable place with work, and I want to start falling back in love with a lot of these passions that I once had. So that's where you could find certain videos of mine. Where I will be going and operating out of from here on out, I have another channel that I have called Your Humble Narrator. I made this channel a couple years ago. I had some other videos in mind for that channel that I ended up not doing, but I still have the channel, and it's still one I'm going to be using from here on out. So you can check out that channel as well. I will be putting links to both of those YouTube channels in the description of this video, along with my TikTok account. Yes, I finally bit the bullet and I joined TikTok even after I swore to myself I never would. But after the ban made it disappear for like 10 hours or so, I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's see if something can happen here. I really don't use the TikTok for much other than posting reaction videos to episodes of Survivor. I did reaction videos for all of Survivor 48, and I'm doing them for 49 as well. So if you want to hear my thoughts and hear what I have to say about the current seasons, and even a couple videos about this past Big Brother season, you can check them out as well. Again, link will be in the description below. But that's really about it, guys. I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you guys will be along for the ride as we see what's to come. So thank you so much for being a fan of Abandoned, for being a part of this channel, and for making my life incredibly happy. I'm glad that this show has made such an impact, and I hope it will continue to do that even after I long forget about it and the legacy continues on. So thank you guys, and we'll be seeing you. Peace.